Good afternoon and welcome to the West Side Story. I'm your host, John Casey. Likes to the channel are always appreciated. Subscriptions are good too. And comments are good. If you don't like the way something is reported or you think something's missed, by all means, just drop it there in the comment section, please. First issue this week is on Valentine's Day. There was a body found in San Tomas Creek, just south of Tasman, laying face down, obviously dead. The fellow's name was Thomas Simpkins, but nobody seems to know how he got there. So both Santa Clara and Sunnyvale are reaching out asking for help. If you know anything about that, give either of those agencies a call, and both agencies have ways to provide information where you don't have to leave your name or an email address or anything. So if you know something but don't really want to be associated with it, you can do that also. Our good friend Miles Barber wrote yet another scathing review of the mayor in this week's Milestones. The man's a genius. The man can write. You can choose to agree or disagree with what he says, but it's always a fun read. On the 16th, over at the Super 8 on the El Camino, we had a failure to appear arrest. I've said it 100 times, here goes 101. I've never understood why someone who has an outstanding warrant wouldn't be careful enough to not have the police come see him. Apparently that's something that's lost on these folks. On the 17th, we went out to assist the sheriff. The sheriff is the security provider for county transit, but when they can't get out in a reasonable amount of time, Santa Clara does help them out, and that's what happened on the 17th. There was a person disturbing transit operations and generally making a fool of himself over on the El Camino there. So Santa Clara came and got him and hauled him off. On the 19th at the Driftwood Inn, we had a fellow accused of attempting to defraud an innkeeper, possession of paraphernalia, and refusing to leave. And he was hauled off also. On the 19th, we had a mail theft over on Harvard. Also had an access card stolen and burglary. Doesn't sound very good. On the 20th, we had lewd and lascivious conduct at the Jiffy Lube on the El Camino there at Kylie. On the 20th, it was also back to the Driftwood Inn for a failure to appear. On the 21st, it was the Super 8 for possession of paraphernalia. On the 21st, also on the El Camino, there was a failure to appear, a probation violation, and possession of a controlled substance. If you get busted for anything else while you're on probation, you're immediately rearrested, and they're much less likely to let you go free. On the 21st, we had an assault with a deadly weapon over El Camino in Halford. On the 21st, at the Buffalo Wild Wings over there at El Camino in San Tomas, we had disturbing the peace. A fellow wouldn't leave, and police came and helped him out. Also on the 22nd, we had a domestic violence call on Point Siena. Also on the 22nd, at the intersection of Voss and Flora Vista, we had an arrest for failure to appear, driving on a suspended license, possession of paraphernalia, and false ID to a peace officer, and that fellow went to jail also. So that's it for this time. Do appreciate you tuning in. Again, if you like what you saw, please like, please subscribe. If you want to make comments, please feel free to do that also. That's what that little section is there for. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.